Opinionated Idiot.
Good Tuesday evening, everybody. It is April 11th, 2023. Welcome back to another live YouTube Opinionated Idiot live show. I'm stumbling on my words this evening. No, seriously though, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Opinionated Idiot live show. I am your host, Brian, and we're going to do our Serial Killer Tuesday, where we highlight infamous serial killers, American serial killers. So if this is your first time over on the channel and watching the show, we want to welcome you in. We do 3 live shows a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What I do is I will download these I will download these episodes and re-upload them into the algorithm a couple of days later to get them out there. So you're probably either watching this live now or on a replay. I also will let you know, a lot of people ask about, I can't see the chat. If it's a re-uploaded episode, you will not see the chat, but you can go back into my opinionated live stream shows and watch it on a replay there as well, and you will get the live chat. So now that I've got all my advertising out of the way, welcome in everybody. How is everybody doing? I see all my regulars here. It's really great that you guys can join me for Serial Killer Tuesday. I have to have like a soundbite for that. Serial Killer Tuesday. So I don't know. Was that cool? I don't know if that was cool or not. But let's check the chat. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. Victorine's here. She was the first one in the chat. I see Heather here as well. Heather, welcome in. Always good to see you. DM is joining for a live show. She says, good evening, all. We got Mr. O'Brien in the house. Always great corresponding with you via email. I appreciate your emails. Essie's here. Hello. And she says, my 2-year-old loves the countdown music. She has been dancing, asking for me to turn it up louder. That's so cool. I love it. 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 Dr. Bob is here. Hello, Dr. Bob. Good to see you. And Mandy Joe, she says hi to you guys. It's in a sloth voice. Mandy, it's great to see you. Always great corresponding with you through email as well. Love the emails. Maisie Star is here. I love that name and I love that band. Hopefully that's in reference to the band. Susie's here as well. Susie, good to see you. We have Laura here. Laura and I chat a lot through my Facebook page. If you're not over on the Facebook group, let me bring that up so you all can go over and follow there. I do a lot of corresponding on the Facebook page. It's free to join, and I keep everybody pretty much informed on the Facebook page. I'm going to post the link there. If you want to go in, click on the link, hit join the Facebook group. Firefly's here. Hello, Firefly. Good to see you as well. And I think that's it we got right now. We got everybody. Good stuff here. I'm sure the crowd will grow as things go on. So tonight we are doing Aileen Wuornos, or Lee, as we found her nickname in the 2003 movie Monster. And I will talk about that a little bit before we go into tonight's programming. But just a little bit of background if anybody doesn't know who this is. Aileen Carol Wuornos, born Pittman, February 29th, 1956 to October 9th, 2002, was a American serial killer. She was a female American serial killer. And yes, we do equal rights here as well, an equal playing field. In 1980, she was a serial killer in the 80s and early 90s. In 1989 to 1990, while engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida, she shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. Wuornos claimed that her clients had either raped or attempted to rape her, and that all homicides she committed were in self-defense. Wuornos was sentenced to death for 6 of the murders, and on October 9, 2002, after 12 years on Florida's death row, was executed by lethal injection. In the feature film Monster, Wuornos' story is described from her first murder until her execution for the portrayal of Wuornos, Charlize Theron, which was absolutely amazing in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, you need to see Monster. She completely transformed her body, her face, her hairstyle, and literally blew it out of the water. And she won the Academy Award for Best Actress, and well deserved in that as well. So speaking of Monster, let me just bring up the wiki page on Monster. We'll read a little bit about this. So this is the film that is based on Aileen Wuornos's life. It says, well, her adult life when she started to commit murder. Monster is a 2003 American bibliographical crime drama film written and directed by Patty Jenkins in her feature directorial debut. Amazing work. The film is about serial killer Aileen, or we know her as Lee in the movie, Wuornos, a street prostitute who murdered 7 male clients between 89. It's basically what I just read. And then we had the character that came into her life that was played by Christina Ricci, who is also amazing in that movie. I love Christina Ricci, have followed her for a very long time, and she always finds her way in very intricate parts in movies. As her semi-fictional lover, Selby Wall, based on Wuornos' real girlfriend, Tyra Moore. Let's see. Let's just go into here. It's going to talk about the plot of the movie. We basically, I'm sure you all have seen it. Not going to go too much into the plot, but I wanted to go down here and just talk about, I mean, look at all the awards that was, that it won. Academy Award Best Actress, Charlize Theron. Golden Globes, Charlize Theron. The BAFTA Awards, Charlize Theron was nominated. Screen Actors Guild Award, won. Top 10 Film of the Year, won. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. If you haven't seen the movie, I urge everybody to check it out immediately. You probably can find it on Amazon Prime for a couple of bucks if you have that. I mean, look at the list of awards. And Charlize Theron, probably one of the best performances in her career, probably the best performance in her career. And she completely nailed the part. So yeah, something definitely to check and follow. So what I want to do here is the first kind of bit of information that I want to bring up was in a 60-minute segment. It kind of gives you a overview of who Aileen Wuornos was. It's about a 14-minute video. We'll play that. And then I did find, she didn't give a lot of interviews, but I did find some bits and pieces of interviews she did. And then we'll end this with her direct examination on the stand when she actually went to court, and she begins to kind of tell her life story. We get a feeling of who she was and what actually happened to her. I also found another little interview that's kind of cool. It was a interview with a woman that actually spent time in jail with Lee. So we'll play that as well, and go through that. Just hang on one second. I got a little bit of piece of business to take care of here because I already know the YouTube censors are going to try to shut me down. I do want to let you all know this. If I am streaming and the stream goes down, continue to hang in the chat. What probably is happening, and this is what happened the other night, was I was streaming some copywritten or copyrighted, however you want to say it, material. They'll shut the stream down, but the minute I drop it, it'll come back up. So if I get kicked off air, just stay live. I'm going to come back. And don't worry about that, because I think maybe the 60-minute segment that I'm going to play, it may get picked up as copywritten material. The stream might go down, but stay in the room because we'll just go back and continue with the show once I drop that content. All right, so let me pull up the 60-minute kind of prequel to what I'm going to do here, get a little bit of a life in time on Aileen Wuornos.
The dark woods off Florida's highways. It was down dirt roads like this that 7 men met the madness of one angry woman. Lee Wuornos murdered them, robbed them, and then drove home in their cars.
Those men were shot, just shot in self-defense. Boom, boom, boom. You know, they weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, you know. And he said, I did the most horrendous.
Man, she got those eyes though, huh? Those crazy eyes. She's, yeah, just really, really crazy eyes.
Crime in the whole wide world.
Not true?
I guess not. All they were was shot and left. If it was a horrendous crime, why didn't I shoot them between the eyes, cut their penis off, stick it in their mouth, you know, do all kinds of gross stuff? All they were was shot and left. You know?
She's been called the damsel of death and the hooker from hell. But embellishment aside, the story of history's first...
Yes, 100%. I wish I could play some of the clips, but I know the stream will get taken down, unfortunately. Yeah, the hair and the hair flip and that kind of that shake in her head. She really nailed it. Yeah. DM says she gives me the chills. Yeah, she's frightening. She's a frightening woman. Well, she was a frightening woman, not anymore.
Female serial killer is macabre enough, even without its supporting cast of characters.
Oh, yes.
This
I'm
guy,
a public
the lawyer.
defender.
First, there's Lee Wuornos' lawyer. She's given him the job.
Yeah, I'll
getting
find some.
her to the electric chair.
I'll find some. Yep. Well, I'll pull some up after this.
That's what I'm all about. Just sign this no contest plea.
This guy.
Then there's the serial killer's new mother. She first met Lee after her arrest and then legally adopted her.
Sheba. You know, we believe in the Holy Spirit, and so we feel it was him prompting us that this person really needed help, and she had nobody, and just reach out to her. So we did.
I met her in a bar.
And there's Lee's gay lover.
So this in the movie is Selby Wall. And they probably had to change the name for purposes of Tyra Moore not actually wanting to be part of the movie. That's probably what I'm guessing. And not getting permission to use her name. But they based Selby Wall, the character that Lee meets in Monster, off Tyra.
Who betrayed her to the police.
We were sitting on the floor watching TV, and she just come out and said, I have something to tell you. And I asked her what, and she said that she had shot and killed a man that day.
Lee, it sounds like you've been betrayed by everyone.
That's right, I was. That's why I don't care if I'm executed and leave this planet.
If anyone was destined to end up here on death row, it was probably Lee Wuornos. Psychologists sketch a portrait of a damaged person with a lurid history of abuse that began in childhood. Abandoned by her teenage mother when she was just 6 months old, Lee was raised by her alcoholic grandmother and a cruel grandfather who regularly beat her with his belt buckle. When she was 2, her father committed suicide in jail, where he was doing time for kidnapping and raping a child. By 13, she'd been raped and was pregnant. At 14, she quit school. And when her grandfather kicked her out of home, Lee Wuornos' life on the road began.
Now, listen, obviously we're getting the past, of her past, of the things that happened to her, but that didn't give her the right to go out and take lives. She lived through a lot of abuse. Some really terrible things happened to her, but didn't give her the right to revenge and take other lives because of her, of her hurt or the things that happened to her in the past. It's strange because in this video, actually in the cross-examination video, I see the comments and people like, she should have never been executed. She should have never, she should have never died. Those people that did that, deserved it. They deserve to be killed. And I'm like, it doesn't give you the right in a situation if you were abused to take that frustration out and murder innocent people. It just doesn't. It doesn't give you the right. As much as the things that you went through, the harsh treatment, that's where she should have tried to seek some type of treatment, or maybe get involved with her church, or listen to the people. It seemed like she had really in her real life some really good people after she got out of that environment. Maybe the church or something like that. So it is, I think for some people it's a weird situation for people, but it doesn't give you the right to take it out and murder innocent people.
From age 15, Lee Wuornos worked prostitution's lowest and most dangerous trade. A hitchhiking hooker turning tricks from exit to exit on Florida's interstate highways.
Basically, I'd say I had 5 to 6 guys per day interested. They could be interested in 30, they could be interested in 40, they could be
Firefly says, sounds like she never had a chance. I think that everybody has a chance in life, but it's all what you want to do in your situation. As tough as things get and as down as things may seem, there's always light at that end of the tunnel, but you have to make it happen. I strongly believe in that. I look at like my channel, what I'm doing here. I believe in this channel. I believe in all of you, but the only person that's going to make this go is me. And yeah, you get down and there's times, in your cycle that you're depressed and it's not moving as quick as you may want it to be. But the thing is, you have to stay focused and you have to continue on. And that's with anything in life. It's with anything in life. It sucks. I feel bad that things like that happen to her. I feel bad that things like that happen to people. But when things like that happen to people, they don't go out and murder innocent people as revenge because you hate the world and you're pissed at the things that happen to you. You just can't do that. I just want to recognize that Amber has gifted a membership. She's actually, no, she's using her. I'm sorry, I can't pull it up. For some reason, they won't let me pull the member chat. But Amber says, I can't believe it's already been a month. So she has been a member for a month. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And let's give her a congratulations on that one. Hang on a second here. I'm just going to get to my sound bites. Thank you, Amber. It's very sweet. And we're glad that you're a member here for the last month. We appreciate that. She's also sent a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for contributing to the channel. You're always a great supporter of me and the channel and the people in this chat. You're just a really solid person. So
great cash, homie.
Go to the cash register.
I got you, homie.
All right. Let's move on here.
interested.
Thank
for
you.
100. I wasn't too high priced, so I could keep the customers satisfied. And,
That all changed when she turned 33. After years of abuse and degradation at the hands of men, Lee Wuornos started evening the score. The killings all began like this. A middle-aged man pulled over to pick up Lee Wuornos. That's the first of just 2 facts on which everyone agrees. The way Lee tells it, she was just a hooker trying to turn a trick, and the men knew it. The state of Florida maintains she tricked her victims by posing as a damsel in distress. The men thought they were helping her out. Either way, the second fact on which everyone agrees is that Lee Wuornos shot them dead. Maybe you were just born bad. How do
Boy,
you...
I don't know about you. I'm telling you, man. No, I wasn't born bad. You guys got it. See, I'm trying to tell you, man, they lied. They lied so bad to you all.
But you've been convicted of killing 7 men.
Everybody's looking at the number.
Does that not... You
Why look
killed
at the
7
number?
men, 7 strangers. Does that not make you a serial
So
killer?
I didn't kill them every day, did I? Did I go out there every day and say, I'm going to kill? If I did, there would
Well,
be
no, it
hundreds.
took you 12 months.
Yeah. And that's a hell of a lot of men I went through before the next jerk came along and I used protection, like a condom.
So it was
from AIDS.
self-defense.
Yeah.
Lee, the first one, perhaps. The second, maybe. But
So what?
7 times?
So what?
No regard for human life.
Lee Wuornos began the last day of her miserable life on the road here, ordering her first beer at 11 in the morning. Close to broke, as usual, it was Lee's style to hustle quarters for the jukebox so she could listen to her favourite song. On this day, that was made easier by 2 undercover cops. They struck up a conversation with her.
Thank you,
ordered some more
Susie. I
beer,
appreciate you.
And then convinced her to step outside.
Oh, no. I'm just going to mute that because
Lee was prepared for anything.
I'm going to...
but
Oh, shit. I don't want to get whacked for the music. Hang on. There we go.
it was from this point the
Sorry.
story of the first female serial killer becomes truly perplexing. First, her videotaped confession.
Wait, is her confession video out there? Get the hell out of here. Hang on. I'm just going to look at something really quick because I could not find it. If I can find that. Hang on a second. That's got to be out there. Is it here? There's no... Let me see. What's this? Hang on. I don't have video, but I have audio of it that we can play really quick. Let me just recognize this super chats really quick. Victorine has given a $2.20 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
I got you, homie.
All right, let's keep playing through here.
Go ahead and put the electric chair to me. I should have never done it, she told police. But by the time of her trial, Lee was pleading self-defense.
I mean, the thing that you have to look at her too, you know, all these multiple personalities that she played victim, she played strong woman, she played, you know, this completely different personality at other times as well. Very typical of multiple personalities. She could be sweet. She could be down to earth. She could almost be likable probably in some situations. It just really a good display of multiple personality disorder.
She loved you, didn't she?
Yes?
She said she'd do anything for you, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Her case wasn't helped when Tyria Moore, now very much her ex-lover, turned star witness for the prosecution.
And in order for her to say what you wanted her to, you lied to her, right?
Yes.
But it gets worse. Tyria had another deal going with the arresting police. They were trying to sell Hollywood the movie rights to Lee Wuornos' life and crazy times.
Why did you lie to her about those number of things?
because I wanted her to keep talking about the offenses so I would be cleared.
District Attorney Rick Ridgway is one of the only officials willing to talk about the Wuornos case anymore. The police certainly won't, out of sheer embarrassment.
There was a tremendous amount of almost frenzy about the case, and everybody wanted to get a scoop on the next guy about the case. And there were so many people who were willing to pander to that in order to be the one who gets quoted or who gets the movie made about them.
People from your own sheriff's office.
Well, unfortunately, yes, they did.
As the prosecutor, were you dismayed by that?
Well, to put it mildly, we went through the roof when we found out about it.
Too much music.
End,
I gotta stop playing this music. Hang on.
who were
Sorry, I gotta kill this music or they're gonna whack me.
conspiracy to get came to nothing.
I'm gonna turn this down too because there's movie in here and I don't want to get whacked for the movie. I'm gonna speed this up. There we go.
Even out there with those men. This is evil, what those people have done to me.
Do you feel anger or even hatred towards men?
I never hated men, but now I do. I mean, not all. I have a category. I hate those male. God. I hate those male cops. Real bad, because they're dirtballs. The cops, the judges, the lawyers, they're all male.
I have made peace with my Lord, and I have asked forgiveness.
The
I
final
am sorry
twist
that my
in
act
this
of
already
self-defense
mad
ended up
tale
in court
was
like
when
this.
Lee
I
Wuornos
take
decided to
full
plead no
responsibility for my
contest to the remaining 6 murder charges.
I sentence you in case number 91-463 to death for the murder of Troy Burris.
Her lawyer, Steve Glazer, found himself in the bizarre position of helping his client take the express route to the electric chair.
County case number. I sentence you to death for the murder of David Spears.
Thank you.
Probably gonna yell
And,
here. Is that famous?
I'll be up in heaven while y'all are rotting in hell.
In effect, though, weren't you trying to kill your client?
It's not what I was trying to do, okay? It's what she wanted to have done.
This
to
guy's a character, huh?
She was tired of being in the spotlight. She was tired of reporters and police and lawyers, everyone making a career off of her. She did not like the man-hating killer label. She didn't like the lesbian killer angle. She didn't like what people were saying about her. And she knows if she gets to go to trial 5 more times, she's going to be for the next 10 years.
Do you still believe she was competent to make that decision?
Without a doubt.
Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal. Mr. Glazer, is that going to be handled by you
May
or the
your
public
wife and
defender?
kids get raped.
I would ask that you would
Right.
appoint the office.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to handle the
that's-
appeal. There's one other thing that I want to say that I think needs to be said.
It's a crazy
I know I
person.
was raped, and you weren't nothing but a bunch of scum.
Therefore, these proceedings are now
Putting
concluded.
somebody who was raped to death.
I mean,
Do you still want
you
the
can
chair?
see that rage.
There's no sense in having me tormented for the rest of my life when I don't deserve to be tormented.
Are
I
you
did what anybody else
Exactly.
would do. And so there's only clemency or the chair. You make your pick, people, because that's the only way it's going to be.
Why did you adopt Lee
Mandy.
Wuornos?
For one reason and one reason only. We wanted her to know what it felt like
Exactly.
to be part of a family.
Yeah.
Born-again Christian Aileen Crowley has a fondness for adopting stray animals. When she adopted Lee, she planned a life together on
Lee?
the farm. Now she'd be happy just to keep her alive. That's
Oh,
it.
look,
Okay, that's about
look.
enough. There you go. Well, tell me this. How did
Beautiful
you
dog,
counsel
by the
Lee?
way.
I told her to go for the life in prison. I told her that that would be the best. I told her that God could use her within the prison to help other girls that were hurting, maybe didn't have a relationship with Jesus, and that she could really be used mightily there. And we fought bitterly over it. She said that no human being had the right to tell another human being what to do with their life.
Stop the murders, deter the crimes.
Oh, this guy's
away.
weird.
Not much phases the singing lawyer Steve Glazer. Not the 3 heart attacks he's suffered since taking on this case, nor the criticism he's endured for seeking Lee Wuornos' execution.
This guy is weird.
Man's never died upon a chair.
Has this case been good for your career?
No. But that's life. You know, you take oblada, life goes on, you try something else.
Excuse me.
Is there anyone in this cast of characters who isn't a little bit crazy, a little bit eccentric?
I think you got to be a little wild to be in this business.
If Steve Glazer has done his job, Lee Wuornos could be executed in this chair within 3 years. She's waived her right to appeal.
If he hears no last-minute stays from the governor's office.
Just recognize this super sticker. I got a $2.99 super sticker from Susie. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate you.
I got you, homie.
Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, the Jewish Neil Diamond.
The electrode then is placed on top of the inmate's head. It's an actual cap with an electrode inside. It's secured onto his head. One of these electrodes here is then fastened onto the top of the headpiece.
Alone and lost in her own nightmare, Lee Wuornos is an American horror story. She could escape death row, but her bitterness and hate will see Lee become the first woman in over a century to be executed in Florida. Aren't you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. I know where I'm going. I'm going to be with the Lord.
Thank you,
Take
too.
care of yourself and tell everybody else hi.
Do you want to die? You want to?
Oh man, if I was to leave this planet, it wouldn't be no big deal to me because this is a wicked, wicked world. Wicked world.
All right. That is the 60 Minutes episode that I wanted to pull up and go through that. Just get a kind of a preview of who Lee was, if anybody didn't know about her. So I have a couple of interviews. I have her last interview that she did. I have the direct examination. We're going to try to get through most of this that we can. I want to do this, though. Mandy wanted to see some stills of Lee, so we'll pull those up. You can see Lee here in court. Some black and white here. The famous one with the cuffs. There's another one of her in court. This is Charlize Theron. The transformation is unparalleled. I mean, it's unbelievable. Side by side. Look at that. She did such a great job. She has everything nailed down to a T. Another photo here. And so on. So I want to just pull up some stills. But let's do this. I have let's see. Let's play the confession tape. I get a little excerpt there. So let's play this. This might just be
I met her in a bar.
The police had found Tyria in Ohio, where she agreed to set up her lover to confess.
We were sitting on the floor watching TV, and she just come out and said, I have something to tell you. And I asked her what, and she said that she had shot and killed a man that day.
She loved you, didn't she?
Yes?
She said she'd do anything for you, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
And in order for her to say what you wanted her to, you lied to her, right?
Yes.
It was, in fact, much more than a couple of times.
It's crazy watching like old court footage as it just seems like a movie because it's so old and so so much in the past. Like this is already past, but when you watch this, it literally feels like you're watching a movie. It's so different from today's courtroom proceedings that we see.
It could have been.
Do you recall giving the deposition this morning?
Yes, I did.
Tyria Moore agreed with Sergeant Jarvis's superiors to help get Lee to confess.
Honey, listen. Do what you gotta do, okay? I'm I'm going to have to because I'm like going to go to jail for something that you did. This isn't fair. My family is a nervous wreck up there. My mom has been calling me all the time. She doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Okay. You got to do, okay? All righty.
What?
I'm not going to let you go to jail.
Now, I remember this in the movie.
You evidently don't love me anymore. You don't trust me or anything. I mean, you're going to let me get in trouble for something that I didn't do?
I said I'm not. Listen, quit crying. Listen.
I can't help it. I'm scared shitless.
I know.
Look at the old
I don't know
microphone.
whether I should keep on living or if I should.
No, Ty, listen.
What if they don't believe me?
Tyra, listen.
What?
I'm not going to let you go to jail. Listen, if I have to confess, I will.
Okay. Yes. Why now did you do this? Why did you do this?
Listen, Ty.
What?
I'll probably never be able to see you.
Yes.
I love you. If I have to confess everything just to keep you from getting in trouble, I will.
Okay.
Don't worry, okay?
Okay.
I love you.
No. Well, do it now. Get it over with.
Right this very
Well, she
moment.
knew.
Yes. Get it over with.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
You can
right
call
this
me
very
back
moment.
later.
All right.
All right. Okay, bye.
And that is the confession tape. Okay, so we got a little bit more of some of Lee's interviews.
I got a message that Aileen wanted me to come meet her at the local jail. She had something to say.
This documentary is actually really good. I forget the name of this one, but it's really, really good. I remember watching this.
Okay, I cannot go in the execution chamber.
This
and
is towards the end when she was getting ready to be executed.
die in the execution chamber as a liar. And I cannot go in the execution chamber and be executed under the devil. I have to come clean and cleanse my spirit in the name of Jesus Christ. So I have to come clean and tell the world the lies that went on through my mouth. I mean, now prosecutors and cops.
And that you killed the 7 men.
Huh?
That you killed those men in cold blood.
Yeah, and I got to come clean that I killed those 7 men in first-degree murder and robbery. As they said, they had it right. A serial killer. Not so much like thrill kill. I was into the robbing biz. I mean, you know, serial killers are in this thrill killing jazz. I was into the robbing, just and eliminate a witness. But still, then again, I got a number, so it's serial killer. But I'm coming clean before I go in that execution chamber and be executed. That I killed them.
And so
like
when
this.
you met them from the beginning, did you know that you were going to kill them? When they picked you up in their cars?
I pretty much, I had pretty much had them selected that they were going to die.
But when you're saying that there was no self-defense, so there was no self-defense.
No, there was no self-defense. I'm being really straight up about everything. There's no self-defense. I'm really sorry what happened about everything. I was in this, to me, this world is nothing but evil, and all of us are full of evil one way or another in whatever we do. We have evil in us, all of us do. And my evil would just happen to come out because of the circumstances of what I was doing. Hitchhiking, hooking, on the road. I was a homeless person all my life. And then the hitchhiking, hooking, I learned off the homelessness and cruising all over the United States of America and stuff. And so learning how to be a hooker as a hitchhiker eventually got tiring. In the end, I carried the gun for protection, but then I got where I was getting a real problem, and our rent was due $1,200 behind. But Tyra was doing a lot of beer drinking and stuff. She wanted to go out all the time, so she was burning up the money I was making. I was making good, about $200-300 a day sometimes. Sometimes.
Did she know what you were doing?
We're just hanging out tonight.
Oh yeah, Ty always
These
knew
are just
everything I was
casual
doing.
hangouts.
So
you know
were very
that.
close.
Yeah, we're.
All right.
And I still miss her, and I still love her, but I'm really sorry about everything I've done. I miss Ty. I lost Tyra over
Christine,
this.
how are you?
And then the people that lost their loved ones and everything. I really think first about the people that lost their loved ones, and then Ty second, because I have to put them in first on this whole thing. I'm really sorry for them losing their loved ones, man. I know the feeling.
And what about?
Well, this was a great point. Laura says, I'm torn between her being a child of the devil and a great philosopher. That's a lot of what these serial killers did. And they gained the trust of their victims. They were very charismatic in kind of a weird, twisted way. I mean, look at Bundy. Look how he could charm women. Look at BTK, how he just could socially weave his way into, the social fabric of the world, look like the regular family man. That's what these people did.
With Richard Mallory, because you gave that testimony with Richard Mallory.
Yeah, Richard Mallory was not self-defense. Richard Mallory, I killed him I needed his.
I almost wonder if she was doing this at the end to try to use this to not be executed, say, hey, look, I came out and confessed. I mean, maybe this was kind of her last ditch effort to get off death row.
Wheels to move the stuff, and he had the right amount of money I needed to move into the apartment. So,
but what about the testimony that you gave in court about?
That's just like I was saying
about the Visine and.
I was just doing a lying bit.
Yeah, she did live a tough life, but again, at the beginning of the stream, I said, even though the life that she led and the life that she went through, it didn't give her the right to react and murder people.
That was just my lying gig, trying to beat the system.
Really? So that was really all, none of it was true? Because in court you gave such a graphic description of what had happened with Richard Mallory.
Yeah, after sitting around thinking how I could drum up a story,
That was pretty convincing.
Was it? That's sad.
Well, I thought so.
God, that's sad. Well,
And it's not that you just decided that you wanted to die and you wanted to get it over and done with, that you changed your story.
no. The reason is it's serious. There's no way, and nobody should go in that execution chamber.
That's right. She is
dying on a hope for a lie, and even by the second make it out of this thing on a lie.
But I heard, that you just couldn't stand being on death row after 12 years.
Nick, this is the last time I'm going to say it. You have to kill Aileen Wuornos because she'll kill again.
Psycho. All right, let's do this. I have her last interview. We'll play that, and then I have a former inmate that was actually jailed with Lee. That's going to talk a little about her, and then we'll finish this out with Lee's direct examination. Take that up to the end of the show, and then before I head out, I'm going to talk a little bit about tomorrow's stream for members only. So let's pull this up here. We'll play through her last interview.
How you're going to be, at 9:30 tomorrow morning? Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
And how?
I'm all right with it. But like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up and let me kill the rest of those guys that turned me into a serial killer. I know they did, because I was no professional serial killer or anything, or murderer, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't professional at what I was doing.
Eileen,
I did some
Yeah,
sloppy
she does.
work, and I left
How have
prints.
you prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
She does.
I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Eyes of
And
a
every time I
shark.
was trying to write something, I
Eyes of
think
the
they had
devil.
some kind of eye in the cell. I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up.
Notice this guard to the left. Watch his eyes and his facial expressions through this. It's
Higher.
yes, a black
So I'm
skull.
thinking that probably had the TV rigged. The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound,
Look at
it could have been
say the guy to
either
the
rigged
left.
to the TV set or the mirror or something. Because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, "Doesn't that look like a computer?" The back of it, and he stuck it to the wall.
Do you think what did that affect your mind? Do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way? The sonic.
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the
Losing her
harassment
mind.
on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. They're trying to make it look like I was crazy at all times, rig up the room with torture. If I said anything about I think their whole plan was trying to make it look like I was totally crazy. And so nobody would believe anything I have to say about anything. And then drive me there if they could.
Great idea.
I suffered so bad. I was
Research
really
it for me,
struggling to
sleuths.
survive.
Find out.
Had a lot of trays that were attempted murder and everything. I had to wash all my food off. And then one day I didn't wash my food off and I was,
Exactly.
But you're okay now.
I'm okay. I'm okay. God is going to be there. Jesus Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything. And, you know, whatever's on the beyond. I think it's going to be more like Star Trek beaming me up into a space vehicle, man. Then I move on, recolonize to another planet or whatever. But it's whatever's the beyond. I know it's going to be good because I didn't do anything
Charlie Brown.
as wrong as they said. I did the right thing. And I saved a lot of people's butts from getting hurt and raped and killed too.
So are you saying that you killed in self-defense or in cold blood? What do you? Because you've changed your story. I'm just trying to.
What are you talking about? Change story on what?
No, about whether it was self-defense or not.
I'm not going to say it. You know, I'm not going to get in depth about my cases, Nick. I'm on my way to the chamber. Nothing stopping it. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. That's up to you, man. Put a big question mark on your film.
What more is there to say about the cops? What more do you want to say about the cops?
A lot of stuff. Did you know that they were surveilling me before I killed? And then I knew it? And that it was covered up? Did you know there was helicopters dropping down from the sky, deputy sheriff, with decoys picking me up 4 or 5 months before my arrest? It was covered up?
But nonetheless,
Nobody ever asked me these
whether the
questions.
cops were following you or not, Eileen.
Oh, whether the cops were following me or not, Eileen,
okay,
what?
let's say the cops were following you.
Yeah.
Let's say they were following you
Uh-huh.
and they did everything that you're saying they did.
Uh-huh.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
you killed 7 men.
Yes,
and
you
I'm
did.
asking you, what got you to kill the 7
And I'm
men?
telling you because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you
but
get it?
Not everybody is killing 7 people. So there must
Your
have been
eyes.
something in you that was getting you to
Oh,
do
you
that.
are lost, Nick.
Let's go back.
So
I was a
explain-
hitchhiking hooker.
must have been something.
Yes,
and
you
I'm
did.
asking
Watch
you,
how
what
quick.
got you to kill the 7
And I'm
men?
telling you because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick.
Right
Don't
there.
you
not,
get it?
not
The
everybody is
change.
killing 7 people. So there must have been something in you that was getting you to
Oh,
do
you
that.
are lost, Nick.
There she is.
So
I was a
explain-
hitchhiking hooker
Right.
running
That's
into
what her victim saw.
trouble. I shoot the guy if I ran into trouble. Physical trouble. The cops knew it. When the physical trouble came along, let her clean the streets, and then we'll pull her in.
But how
That's
come there
why.
was so much physical trouble in because it was all in 1 year. 7 people in 1
Oh
year.
well. Oh well.
But why not say now?
Because I'm out of retaliation for
There
taking
it
my
is.
life like
Changed
this and
again.
getting rich off it all these years in total pathological lying.
So you're,
Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost
There
my
it
fucking
is.
life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial. Couldn't even get a fair investigation or nothing. Couldn't even have my appeals right. You sabotaged my ass, society, and the cops, and the system, A raped woman got executed. It was used for books and movies and shit. Ladder climbs, re-election, everything else. I got a big finger in all your faces. Thanks a lot. You're inhuman. You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches. And you're going to get your asses nuked in the end. Wow. And pretty soon it's coming. 2019, Iraq's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all going to get nuked. You don't take fucking human life like this and just sabotage and rip it apart like Jesus on the cross and say, thanks a lot for all the fucking money I made off of you. And not care about a human being and the truth being told. Now I know what Jesus was going through. They've been trying to tell the truth, and I keep getting it stepped on. Concerned about if I was raped, I'm not giving you book and movie info. I'm giving you info for investigations and stuff, and that's it. We're going to have to cut this interview, Nick. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'm leaving. I'm glad. Thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass. Okay, let's go.
That's it. That's her last interview.
It was really pretty incredible that Aileen had just sailed through the psychiatric test the day before. It makes you wonder what you'd have to do to fail.
And she don't, I'm going to say, I mean, she don't look like no kitten. She got some strength up in those upper arms. She's a fairly muscular woman, I must say. I mean, she looked like she could handle herself when she went off. She's pretty jacked.
It makes you wonder what you'd have to do to fail.
I don't think that's a vest. I think that's pretty much her. So that was her last interview. So now what I got here is I found an interview. Supposedly this woman had served time with Lee, and we'll get a little bit here, and then we're going to end it up with the last hour of the show on her direct examination.
Interview number 3 with Tony. She's going to tell us about some of the famous and infamous people she was locked up with. Let's start with Aileen Wuornos, I think her name is, correct?
Wuornos, yeah. I was
Wuornos,
yeah. I don't remember how to pronounce it correctly, but I was in Broward, BCI down south.
Broward County, Broward Correctional Institute?
The Correctional Institute, the prison. I was the only female in the electrical crew. And so whenever they would work, write a work order, you had 48 hours for it to answer. So I was always going to her cell. Now, mind you, she
was a serial killer, right?
Yeah, she was a serial killer.
She walked the streets in the Daytona Beach area killing people.
No, she didn't walk the streets killing people.
Tell us about what she did and how well you knew her.
I didn't know her well, but I've spoken to her. Like, you're not allowed to speak to them, but there was conversations that took place. She is not crazy, first and foremost, okay? When you're on the streets prostituting, people think that they can do whatever they want to us just because we're out there doing what we're doing. And men are very, very, very cruel and very violent and abusive. And I can totally understand where she's coming from, where you want to turn around and do the same thing back to them, you know? She was repeatedly abused. She, guns held to her hand, sodomized, the whole thing. And when you snap, when you've had enough, in my opinion, she paid back the ones that hurt her.
Please, this is crazy.
Not that it's right, and I'm not saying it's wrong. It is what it is. But she did what she felt that she needed
that bus
to
is
do
annoying.
for retribution for what was done to her. There's a reverse control. There's a reverse power trip when you're prostituting. It's kind of like, haha, I got you now.
How many times did you interact with Miss Wuornos?
Yeah,
That's
actually a great interviewer right there, because this lady's going off the rails, and he had to kind of bring her back in. That was a really great interview tactic.
At least 10 minimum, maybe a little bit more, like once every other month.
What do you think? You got ladies in here calling bullshit on this person, knowing having interactions with Lee? Let me know down below. If you think she's bullshit, give me a 1 in the chat. If you think she's credible, give me a 2. Let's see what the jury says. Hello, El Guapo 42. How are you? Hello. What do you think? Give me ones if you think she's bullshit. Give me a 2 if you think she's credible. Like O'Brien says that she's 1,000 times a 1. Bullshit, all bullshit. Let's see.
I was
A lot of ones.
going to herself.
To fix something electrical?
To fix something. Usually it was the television. You always said something was wrong with the television or the electrical switch. And there was
What
nothing.
stories? Can you remember what stories she told you?
There were not a lot. There was not a lot. There weren't a lot.
I think she's bullshit.
This isn't like
If you had a story, you would have had a story right away. I don't remember anything. Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
know.
tell you like oh, we had this conversation, because then I would be lying about any stories she said. The stories that I can tell you came from the women who are no longer on death row that I was in prison with that were lifers, like Deidre Hunt, who was.
What did Deidre Hunt do?
Deidre Hunt is the famous Phototoplist, kind of like the Amy Fisher up in New York, where they.
All right, I'm done with this. I can't. That bus is just too much. And thank you so much. Says enjoying the stream. I love history. Thank you for tuning in. You look like a new chatter here in the chat. Just to let you know, if you're first time over here watching the channel, we do live shows every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Tuesdays we have a theme. It's Serial Killer Tuesday. Thursdays we do a Throwback Thursday, when we look at just kind of off the wall, odd, bizarre cases. We pull up the interrogation videos and we'll go through those. And then on Sundays, right now, my Sunday shows, which are our big shows, those are dedicated to everything Idaho 4 and Brian Koberger. So we'd love you to join any of the nights that you can. Check out these streams and enjoy the content here. So let's do this. I'm going to bring up, to finish out the night, we'll bring up the direct examination of Lee on the stand. It's about an hour long. We'll probably play through most of it, if not all of it. And go from there.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. If you can't hear me at any time, let me know. Okay.
And I would also ask that if you speak loud enough for you all to hear you.
Okay. You might need to come a little closer to the microphone if you can. Okay. How old are you? 35. Where are you from? Troy, Michigan.
Wow, it's crazy. Even just looking at her here, you know, when she initially was arrested and put on the stand, and then just seeing what that 12 years did to her, her 12 years did to her just being in prison, the stress. Yeah, 35, and you know, it's crazy. You know, she looks pretty beat up here, but you know, looking back at the stress that what she brought on herself in prison, she really aged a lot. This is cool. I'm glad I found your channel. Looking forward to catching more lives. I appreciate you said good vibes. Hey, we all have good vibes here in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out. Let's keep playing through this direct exam.
When did you leave home or come
Huge
forward?
difference.
Around 14 years old. Okay. Where had you been living just prior to you 14 years old when you decided to come to Florida?
I was living in Troy, Michigan.
Okay. With your family?
Yes.
Why did you come to Florida?
Because when I was younger and I was living out in the streets, I was sleeping in the snow and all. It was too cold, and I had to come to Florida where it was warmer weather and seek warmer shelter.
Okay. How did you come to Florida?
I hitchhiked.
And did you come with a friend, or how did you come?
By myself.
How did you support yourself during those early years?
Well, I had a couple jobs for 75 cents an hour, but I basically was a prostitute.
Okay. Well, when did you start becoming a prostitute, Lee?
At the age of 16.
Okay. And how did that happen? How did you end up getting into that particular profession?
Well, there was when I was hitchhiking, a lot of guys would pick me up and they'd ask me if I wanted to make some money. And they'd give me like $60 or $100, and back in them days, $2, you could get a $2 $2 meal for, I mean, a cheap meal. So it was really good money. I was only making 75 cents an hour, and it was excellent money to help me because I was on the road. And so I took the offer, and that's where I became a hitchhiking prostitute.
Were you always in Florida doing that? Were you all?
No, I was all over the United States.
Okay. And how old were you when you finally came to Florida to settle? Do you remember?
Yes, I was about, I was 16 when I came to Florida. But I mean, to settle to.
Let me just pull up this really quick. So, I'm sorry. I just got lost. This is Brian. I've been around for a few months, and I love how you are growing your channel. It's so organic, the way that you ask your audience what they like more of. It's really different and warm here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I am here to serve my viewers, and I always want active feedback. If there's some content that you don't like, then why would I continue to do that content if you're not going to watch? So I always want active feedback. Like the serial killer theme on Tuesdays, we'll probably do that for a little while until it gets kind of exhausting, and then maybe we'll switch it up and do something different. Then that's just with the interrogation Tuesdays as well. Oh, I mean, maybe interrogation Thursdays. We'll run with those themes for now. And then, like I said, Sunday nights are our big shows. It's where we do Idaho and Koberger. We got a long way to go in that case. And then if there's anything that's interesting that pops up that I feel needs some attention, maybe a case or something that's going on, we'll do a kind of a rogue live stream on that, or maybe I'll switch those to Tuesday or Thursdays. Also, I do want to know, oh, my voice just cracked. Also, I do want to let everybody know, I just saw a report today, that the third suspect down in the shooting murders of those teens, the three teens that shot the teens in Marion County, Florida, the third suspect has been arrested. And it's sad, those kids are 12, 16, and 17 years old that committed those murders. And I did a stream about it the other night. Unfortunately, YouTube will not monetize that stream for whatever reason. It's sad, and I have to go back and watch that stream. And I talked about really, where are the parents in these boys' lives? Where's the support system? Where's the school? Where's the community to guide these young men in the right direction? And unfortunately, their lives are over. They're going to be in prison for the rest of their lives. 12 years old. 12 years old, and that kid's life is ruined. He hadn't even started yet. Where are they getting these ideas? Where are they seeing this violence? And you have to start thinking, is it social media? I think it does have a lot to do with it. Is the news cycles that we watch? Of course it is. The political cycles that we watch. The mental health issues that we don't address. I think that's the biggest problem that we have here in this country. We go over and our leaders in our country go over, the current administration goes over and gives $1 billion to a foreign country to fund a war, but won't use that $1 billion here in America to fund some programs for mental health and get some of these people off the streets and help, to treat drug addiction, to secure our borders so fentanyl and illegal drugs will not come into this country. It's pouring by the thousands of pounds by the day coming across our southern border right now. There's no border security. I think that has a lot of what's going on. I'm probably going to say something tonight too, right now, that people might get offended by or might be upset that I say this. I think the legalization of marijuana has contributed to a lot of this too. I think it's created more problems for our young people. Their brains are not even developed yet. Their brains are still developing. Human brain develops all the way up until at least 25 years old and then on. I know that may offend some people. If you want to smoke pot, that's your own thing. If you don't, that's your own thing. But I'm going to give you my opinion here on how I feel about that. So there's just a lot of things that are going on that need to be addressed in this country. The gun itself doesn't kill someone. It's the person behind the trigger. Can we have some more restrictions on gun laws? Yes, I do think so. I think there has to be some gun reform. Am I an advocate of the Second Amendment? Absolutely. If you are under a psychiatrist's care, or you've had a history of mental health issues, you should not be able to get your hands on a gun. But keep in mind that as many gun laws as there are out there, and believe me, there are some of the most strongest ones in Chicago. People die on a daily basis. Handful of people, probably more than a handful of people, die on a daily basis in Chicago, and they have some of the most strictest gun laws, some of the most strictest gun laws in New York City right now. And that fucking that fucking city is out of control. It's the people that lead these communities. It's the people that continuously get voted in to these communities and to these cities and to these areas that don't change the laws. If something's not working, and this is what I urge you as a voter and you in your communities, if something's not working and you've been going with these people over here for 40 plus fucking years, and there's hundreds of people dying on a weekend, and they say that they're going to do things to curb gun control, yet we're going to defund our police, we're going to take away the DARE programs in high schools and middle schools. What happened to those? What happened to DARE programs? Community outreach. We're funding wars. We're putting billions of dollars over to fight a foreign war. And I'm telling you, some shit's going to go down quick. And I'm scared. But we won't spend that money here in America. We won't help strengthen our communities. We won't help bring people together. We won't help curb the drugs. We won't help curb the violence. But we'll just continue to pump money over there. Doesn't make any sense. And believe me, it's not just this administration. It's all of them. Believe me, it's all of them. I have issues with all of them. But we need to wake up, and us, our people, don't look at the presidential election as anything. Vote for your community. Those are the people that really make the matter. That's where you have to live. America is what it is. There's always going to be a president. There's always going to be something there. But if you can help change things in your community, vote for those people. And if those people have been in office for a long period of time and things are not changing, look at the other person, Republican or Democrat. That's what I urge people to do. I'm sorry I went off a little bit off tangent this evening, but I had to get that out. And that's how I feel. Those are my opinions. Those are my views. And this, how I feel on this channel. Some may agree, some may not agree. So anyway, we'll continue here. So
just settle. I was about 20.
Have you ever had children?
Yes, I have one son.
And how old are you then?
He should be about 21. 22. Oh, I was
I am
14.
Okay. And did you give the child up?
I agree.
You're on irrelevant. Let her ask you a question.
My grandmother made me give the child up. My parents, my grandmother and grandfather.
You thought of your grandparents as your parents?
Yes, they adopted me.
I'll be honest with you. I'll say this. I don't think that anything I said is out of line. I think it's the truth. And I think it's a lot of what Americans are feeling right now. I really do. Democrat or Republican or independent. I've been very transparent here. I lean center right. I'm definitely more Republican than Democrat. I'm probably far away from being a Democrat. There's some things in social issues that I'm a little bit more lenient on. But that's who I am. And, if you're going to just judge me based on a R or D, then I don't know. I think that's a lot of what's the problems are is when we hear what political party you stand with, I think people tend to shut down a lot. And, it's funny. I think the roles have reversed a little bit where, what was it? Republicans were very closed in and closed-minded. I'm feeling like that's starting to shift now. That just might be me, but that just might be my opinion. But Anyway, let's keep on here. This is not the stream for that
We'll
tonight.
start 4 or 5 years ago. How often would you go out during the week to hustle on the highways?
Yeah.
Just previously?
Let's say the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, I would go out about anywhere from 3 to 7 days. It depended. Basically 4 days out of the week for sure.
Okay. And how many men would you say you have contact with during the course of the day?
I would say I had at least anywhere from 3 to 8. It depended. It varied, but definitely 3 a day at least. I mean, but it varied. I could have 6. I could have 8.
And not all of those contact, or were all of those contacts sexual?
Yes, those are sexual contact.
Okay. And did you have contacts with women on the road that weren't sexual?
Oh yeah, every day, at least 8 to 15, because I worked from exit to exit.
Okay, explain that. You worked from exit to exit.
Well, I would leave Daytona, and there's times I'd spend the whole day on the road or the whole night, and I'd stay 2 or 3 days gone. And I just worked from one exit to the other. If a guy would pick me up and he wasn't interested, now a lot of guys asked me too. I didn't have to ask them.
It always starts in the home.
Interested,
It always starts
fine,
with the
but if they
parent.
weren't, I just get off the next exit and try again.
Okay. There came a time when you met Aileen Moore. When was that?
1986.
And describe the relationship with Ty.
Well, I met her at the Zodiac, and from the very first day I met her, we fell head over heels with each other. And at the first year, we were pretty, kind of sexual, but the second year and the third year and on, we became like sisters, and I loved her very deeply. She loved me very deeply, but we didn't care about the sex part anymore. We just cared about each other. We were really, really close, like a knot, like a rope.
2002, I think.
I'm going to call it hustling because that's what you call it. Your hustling stopped once you got into the relationship with Ty.
She died October 9, 2002, and then I believe Monster came out in 2003, so they got that out pretty quick. Let me see. When was Monster? 2003. So they got that movie out pretty quick. They probably were filming it. Probably just filming started probably right after her execution. Or maybe.
No, matter of fact, she quit her job at Al Kareeb. The first month that I was with her, she quit her job because I told her I make $150 a day or better, and you only make $150 a week. So if you want to quit, I'll support you. And she was all for it, and she continued to support me like a cheerleader. She wanted me out there. She told me all the time to go out and make more money.
Did you begin to go out more often? Did there come a time you started?
Well, the last year she didn't like the trailer living, and she just constantly was telling me that I wasn't providing enough for her, that she wanted me to go out there and make more money because she wanted me to get a pressure cleaner business again and also get a house for her, everything else. So she said, I want you to go out there more often. She was pretty much like my pimp, it seemed like I was a white slave. I didn't realize it, but she'd tell me to go on out there. If I didn't, she was going to break up with me and find another girl that would definitely take care of her. And I loved her to the max, and I wasn't going to do that.
Did you talk about?
We just recognize, just had something come up in the room. Wow. Dr. Bob has gifted 5 memberships. Wow. 5 memberships this evening. We have a new member. We have the Canadian Cat Lady. We have Gina Marie. We have C. Vanderhoof. Bisbee B. And Miracle Landon is now. They're all now channel members. Dr. Bob, thank you so much for your generosity. And we'll give Tone. For the support. That's really kind of you. It's really, really kind. Thank you so much for bringing some new paid members to the channel. That was very, very kind.
About your experiences on the road with her.
Not really.
Why not?
She didn't want to hear it. She always told me not to talk to her about it. She didn't care what happened to me out there.
Did you try to talk to her about Richard Mallard?
Yeah, I did, but she didn't want to listen.
And during the times that you were...
Wow, thank you so much. You guys are the best. You're all the best. And I can't wait for tomorrow night's show, you know, where we can kind of all, I guess, let our hair down, except for me, because I don't have any hair. But I just want to make sure that everybody understands this. You know, I had a conversation today with a member of the channel, and we talked about like channel growth. And obviously the channel has been growing, and I'm happy. You know, it's getting out there, and it's growing, you know, I would say slowly, but organically. You know, some videos I drop, I'll get like 50 new subscribers. Some will fall off, some will come back. But the thing for me is that I want to make sure that you all understand this. I will always remember all of you, the people that have been here from day one, because you're not a number to me. And I think sometimes when you get that viral sensation very quick and your channel kind of explodes. I was talking with a member of this channel today, and I said, you know, she made a great point. She said, those people sometimes just become numbers. You're all not a number to me. I have this personal relationship. You know, you tend to find out who your hardcore members are, the people that will come here on the off nights. I call this an off night. This is not a Koberger night. This is an off night. Tuesday, Thursdays are our off nights. I see the same faces in here on those off nights. I appreciate all of you, because if you weren't here, there probably wouldn't be anybody here on those lives, because it doesn't say Idaho 4 and it doesn't say Koberger. And this is why I urge, you know, the larger channels. I'm just trying to give some guidance. I can't tell people how to run their channels. Start some themes on your channels, because when this case settles or fizzes out or it goes away or Koberger goes to jail or he's innocent, you have to think, where am I going to go from here? I have plans. I'm just trying to tell this to my friends that are out there, you know, the people that I admire on their channels. I'm kind of going off into a tangent. I lost my train of thought. But I appreciate all of you, because this is what makes it worth it. And believe me, there's some nights that I don't want to do these shows, and I work 50 hours a week, and then I have to, you know, I come home and I have to think of material to come up with a stream and entertain all of you. And it's tough sometimes. It's tough. But you all make it worth it. And it's fun. I love doing this. It's just fun. And I love seeing the faces, you know, the same faces every time. And I'm starting to build personal relationships with you through email and through corresponding through the Facebook page. And it's cool. You know, you start letting me in on your life and telling me about your situations. And I would never, you know, divulge any of that. That's our personal business that we're talking about. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But I want to make sure that you all understand, and I'm going to get more into this tomorrow night, that I won't forget any of you, the people that are, I know who you are. I see the names. I see the names. I know who you all are. And you'll be all there tomorrow night on the members only chat. So, but let's finish up here. We'll try to play. We're going to try to keep it to 2 hours like we always do. We'll watch a little bit more of this, and we'll go from there. So, all right.
With Ty, did she ever work?
Tyra worked when I first met her at Al Kharib, then she quit a month. I took care of her,
Thank
and
you,
then she
Pat.
worked
I
for a couple
appreciate you.
times at Separate Hills Motel, but she didn't get any money. That was for board, so I took care of her there. The only solid job she ever had, she was a laundry worker for 2 months, and that didn't work long, so forget that. So the only solid job she had was Casa Del Mar the last year. She was making like about $300 every 2 weeks. Or $277, something like that.
And was she working when you two split up?
No.
Dr. Bob says, let's get all the rest of people here tonight, memberships, so they can come tomorrow. Who can I do? One. So Christine Brown has gifted a membership. Is it Nisaba? Nisaba. I think I'm saying that right. Nisaba now is a member of the channel. I appreciate you. With the tone. Christine, thank you. Chosen Rosen, look at you guys are awesome. You got to give the channel. Very giving. That's great. I love the positivity.
Had she quit her job?
Thank you.
She got fired.
Do you know why?
She beat up her boss.
So during these periods of time, were you supporting her?
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is.
What were you spending your money on?
Oh, well. Well, see, I wanted to save up for like a house and a pressure cleaner and everything else. And every time I came home with money, she always wanted to go to the mall, buy clothes. I never bought clothes for myself.
We are.
I had a
We
bra
are
even that
because
had
you're here.
Band-Aids on it and safety pin and everything. I mean, I never could. I just took care of her. I didn't really seem to want to care about myself. I just took care of her and bought her a lot of clothes and everything. And a lot of times she just go to bars and we go to fancy restaurants and bars and we blew it all in basically bars. I mean, $100. I saw her spend $200 in a quarter machine for stuffed animals in one night. Just quarters machine. She whatever she wanted, she got it. I loved her very much.
Did you like to drink too?
Yes, I drank.
Did you drink a lot?
Just as much as her. We always kept even. We always made sure we were drinking the same amount, so one wouldn't have more than the other. That's how close we were. We did everything together.
Would you drink when you were out?
Wow, look at all these
working?
memberships pouring in tonight. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Cactus Flower has become a new member. Let's give her or him the tone. Thank you so much.
Straight cash, homie.
You guys are the best. Really, really great community. I can't wait for tomorrow. For tomorrow's chat, it's going to be really fun. If anybody wants to join the membership, you can go down there. I have memberships, a monthly membership that contributes to the channel. Just hit the join button. It's $1.99. It's less than a cup of coffee. If you want to support me here.
Yeah, I drank about, I'd say anywhere from 2
Welcome
to
to the
6
membership.
years.
All the new members,
Sometimes
welcome.
more, sometimes less.
Why would you drink out on the road?
Well, it was like my tranquilizer. I was shy and hard to sometimes. I was just shy. I was embarrassed about my body because I had a whipped. Well, I was just shy, and it was my tranquilizer. And then plus, I was scared out there sometimes. I was nervous, but I knew that was my profession. It's the only thing I could do. So.
Wow, that's really kind of you. I just want to call this out. Tsunami. Oh, I love that. Tsunami says this is one of the top 5 podcasts in true crime, Idaho 4. Wow. Thank you. I'm just a regular guy, a schmuck in my bedroom that makes videos. That's it. And does some live streams. That's all I do. You know, you guys make this channel go. You guys make this fun and make it interactive. So thank you. That's very kind to say that. Let's see. Christine says, do you know it's $5 to gift one? Don't know why. I don't know what you mean. Brian, do you know it's $5 to gift one? Don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just a schmuck in my bedroom. All right, let's keep playing through here. Keep chatting. I'll
Did
answer.
you accept brides with men of all ages?
Yes, I did. Yeah, but the
$500. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, it's $4.99. $4.99. Yeah, I have tier levels that go. Here, hang on. I don't even know what my tier levels are anymore. I have. Let me see. I don't even know what my tier levels are. I think they start at $199 and they go up to $50 or $100 a month or something. To gift the lowest, I think is $199. I'm not sure. I don't think I have any control over that. That's kind of a YouTube thing. But let me take a look and see. So I have here. I can look at my. So I have a $199 level. I have a $299, a $499, a $999, $24.99, and a $49.99 level. If anybody's interested, I don't beg for money. It's not my style, but if anybody wants to contribute, you can. You can just click there. That's the link to become a member. Actually, I'm sorry. It's the wrong video. Let me move that. I think this is it. This might be the member. I think that's there. You can click that, I believe. That brings you to the memberships. And yeah, that'll bring you to the memberships. If not, you can just click join down below. So we'll keep playing through.
young guys, I decided not to.
I am going to promise this. I'm going to start doing probably on Wednesday nights, just for members only. We'll do some members only chats, kind of a free flowing stream where you can ask like a live Q&A. You can ask questions. Right now, obviously our big theme is Idaho. So tomorrow nights is going to be for members only. Any level will get you in there, just as long as you're a paid member of the channel. It's going to be kind of a private, intimate setting with me, obviously, and whatever way you want to take that in. But we can do some Q&A and I can be a little bit more, let my hair down a little bit more and just speak a little bit more personal to all of you and answer your questions. So that's going to be fun. I'm actually really excited for that show tomorrow.
Deal with, because I've learned throughout time that they were always high, they were always stoned on or something, and they just seemed a little more aggressive and like a violent
I don't know
attitude.
why. That just might be that might just be a YouTube thing. I have no control over that. It's probably just the way YouTube is, but I do have $1.99 memberships. So if you don't want to gift, you can obviously just click join down below. You hit the join button there and it will give you the level of memberships. I have no control over what YouTube does. So maybe they just say the gifted membership is $4.99. I'm not sure.
Or something. I didn't trust them.
I don't know.
They always were stoned or something. And I don't do drugs, so.
Prior to meeting Richard Mallory,
It's not like an access thing or anything like that.
had you ever been hurt while you were out working on the road?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, twice I had mace guns, and they got those away from me and beat me up pretty bad and raped me. And And I had this bullfighter mace that a friend of mine gave me.
Objection, Your Honor, to the question not specifying some kind of time frame or time reference. Later,
Within the last 5 years, starting with the first time, within the last 5 years, we'll go back later. If you would tell the jury about any instances and where you were living when these occurred.
Okay. I was living with Tyra and Oleander, and it was, do you want the year or something?
If you recall the year.
Yes, it was in 86 and 87 and 88.
Okay.
And also there was a couple of guys that raped.
Yeah, the percentage from YouTube taking it's a lot of money. They take a lot of money out. Yeah, Intimate said it. I actually do my shows in my boxer shorts, believe it or not. I am not standing up. I'm not showing you all. If anybody wants to send me any boxer shorts to wear during the live stream, you can. I have a PO box that's down in the description below. If you want to send me some glasses, you can send me glasses as well. I'll gladly wear those, whatever you want to do. My PO box is in the description. Yes, they someone was asking about what they take as far as money. It's a lot of money. YouTube takes a huge cut. And that's why you can you can donate directly. That's why I have a Cash App. I have PayPal as well. You can connect, you can do all that. That's all down in the video description. I've had people send me random money through PayPal, which is perfect. All my links are down below in that. So you can click on the Linktree link and that will bring you right to my PayPal account as well too. So anyway, I'm not, yeah, OnlyFans. I should do one. Probably make a lot of money. I am not standing up. What size jeans do I wear? 36. I wear 36. Let me see if I can find a. Oh, you probably haven't seen my full body. Hang on. Let me see if I can get a. Hang on. I'll show you kind of what I. You can't share pictures in. Let's see. Let me see if I can sign into my iCloud and. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in. Hang on. I'm not doing a twirl. Hang on. I'll find a recent. Let me email it to myself because my iCloud's being stubborn right now. I'll show you what I look like if I was standing in front of you. I think I recently just took a work picture. Oh no, I'm really giving away my life here. I shouldn't be doing this. This should be for my members only stuff. Well, pretty much is all my members in here tonight. Let me see. I'll send that one. And I think I got another one here. A recent. Yeah. Yeah, this one's a little bit better. I'm tall. I'm 6 foot tall. My weight's up a little bit right now. I'm about 210. I like to be around 202, 205. But I've been depressed and eating a lot lately, so. Let me see what I got. Hang on. I'll show you a recent picture. Let's see. Do. All right. I will show you a recent body photo with my swanky. I'm a big shoe guy too. Oh my God. Hang on. I'm huge into shoes. That's my most recent photo from work. So if anybody's wondering, that's what I look like standing up, because I know you all see me sitting down. So my Jordan 1's on, my swanky outfit for work. And that's me. Not bad for 45, huh? I think so myself. All right, we got another membership that's been gifted by Dr. Bob. Thank you so much. Let's do it. Let's play the tones like we always do. Let's play the tones. All right. We got another membership that has been gifted. Wow. The love is in the room tonight. I appreciate all of you. The love, the love, the love, the love, the love. All right. Let's keep playing through here.
Raped me without any weapon, and I got hurt on that and everything.
Okay. When you were a young girl, just starting out, were you ever physically hurt while you were out on the road? And if you were, again, tell us where you were and how old you were.
Okay, I was hurt a couple of times. There was this guy in Jeffersonville, Indiana. He was a third-degree karate and judo instructor and a seventh grade school teacher. And I met him in a lounge, and he beat me up so bad you couldn't describe my face. And I got away from him when I finally got help and the police arrived.
We'll
They
do a
told me
sub
that
count at the
he
end of
raped
the
the police
show.
officer's daughter and disfigured her face so bad you couldn't describe it. And then he killed 2 teenagers, and they were in the backyard of his house, buried in cement. I was lucky.
Thank you.
I got away, and it took me I did a report and everything, but I don't know what happened. They were just beating him up with flashlights and everything else and told me not to say anything. I was beat up. It took me about 2 months to recover. I still had yellow and purple and everything on my face.
Why didn't you quit working the roads after you've been hurt?
Because it was my only way I could, I tried to
The
get
midlife
churches to help
crisis
me, and they told me I had to be part of the congregation, and they wouldn't help me. I tried to be a police officer when I was.
I did the 40-year-old midlife crisis. I saved for so long, but I ended up buying my dream car. I bought a BMW. Now 5 years later, I'm regretting that I bought the BMW. So I will never buy that. I'll never buy a BMW ever again. And I'm really enjoying 45. I think 45 for me, and I think for a lot of people, is a very special year. I want this year to be great. I would love to meet someone this year, and fall in love and go through all of those experiences. It's been a very long time for me. I've been close. I was close to being engaged and married once, but it didn't end up working out. But you just have to kind of see how things go in life. I wake up every day, and every day is a new day, and you never knew who was going to come into your life. So, anyway, we'll keep playing.
I was 20 years old. They told me I had to have $3,000 for tuition, and then they'd send me to some academy or something like that. I didn't have my GED. Then I tried to be a correctional officer here in Daytona, and they told me I had to have a car. I didn't have a car. I only had a bicycle. Then I tried the Salvation Army. They told me I can only crash at their place for one day out of every 364 years. You can only stay one night. And I tried and tried and tried to help myself. I took the aptitude barrier test.
45 is special because essentially it's half of your life, and you've lived that half already, and now you look forward to the other half.
For the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, I missed by 3 to 5 points every time. And I thought that would help me get off the road by just going into the government military field, and I didn't pass.
It's very true. It is better to be alone and happy than miserable, but sometimes I'm alone and not happy. So it would be nice to find someone. Dr. Bob, you're way too grateful tonight. Thank you so much. Dr. Bob has gifted another membership. Wow. Really, really giving tonight.
That took me 2 years because you gotta wait 6 months every time to take the aptitude battery test. And so the only thing I could do was be a prostitute and live off of it. I lived here and there and everywhere. But I had apartments at one time, but then I lost them and stuff. And
Do you remember catching a ride with Richard Mallard?
yes.
If you remember, when did you meet him?
It was at the end of November.
Of what year?
1989.
Where were you when you first met Richard Mallard?
I was on I-4 underneath an I-75 overpass.
And describe the first meeting that you had with him.
Well, I was coming from Fort Myers. I had spent a couple nights there. The second night, I left Fort Myers. I left about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And it took me about 6 rides to get to I-4. I finally arrived at I-4. It was raining. So I walked off. I walked down the ramp to I-4. It was raining. So I got underneath the bridge and I was waiting for it to stop raining, and I was pretty much off into where the viaduct, I think you call her, with that slab of cement. I was right under there, away from the vehicles, because when they were passing, it was spraying rain all over me. So I was over there waiting for it to stop raining. Then it slowed down, and I decided I was going to walk toward the light. There was a big light out there. I was going to walk under it so they could tell, what if I was a girl or a guy or, what I was. And as I started to walk, a vehicle pulled over before I even got past the bridge. And then its lights came on and started backing toward me. And I didn't know if it was a bunch of guys in a car or what, but anyway, a vehicle passed, and its headlights went on in the vehicle, and I saw one head, so I felt all right, walked up to the car. I opened the door, and I said, did you stop for me? And he said, yeah. Are you going to Orlando? I said, no, I'm going to Daytona. He said, oh, wow, you're a lucky day, man, because I'm going all the way to Daytona. I said, oh, wow, this is great. So I got in the car, and we proceeded down the road.
Let me ask you something, Lee. At this time, the time that you met Richard Mallard, had you started carrying a gun?
I carried the gun 6 months before, at least.
Hey, that's a great question. I was actually going to ask that tomorrow night in the chat. But yeah, if anybody wants to say, what state they're from or where they are from in the world, that would be great. You don't have to say the particular town, but I'd love to see. I'm going to kill this for now. We'll just hang out for the last 15 minutes before in the chat. And as you can see, I am a sneaker guy. If I can get my chair to work properly. I'm going the wrong way. I'll get this right. You can see all my sneakers there in the background. Wow, look at all the different people. I have PA, South Florida. We have the West Coast. We have Seattle, Milwaukee. I know Christine's from Milwaukee. We talk. Nova Scotia, wow, these are coming in quick. Let's see. Nova Scotia, Canada. The East Coast of Florida. Oh, another Milwaukee. Look at that. Christine and Kay are very close. Maybe you've passed each other. St. Louis, Missouri. Northeastern Pennsylvania, about a half an hour from Koberger's parents. About an hour and a half from Koberger's parents. Wow. Heather is in Massachusetts, like myself. I am in Massachusetts. Minnesota. Oh, Dr. Bob is in Massachusetts. Very cool. Hello. Hi, neighbor. Minnesota. And then Amber's from Arkansas, down south, baby. I really don't like it here, but it's cool. It's where you are, right? It's where you are, right? It's where I am, right?
Come on, man. Come on, man. How dare you?
We could get one of those in. I haven't done those in a while. I gotta get some new tones up. I gotta get some new tones. Let's see what everybody's saying. Oh, Walnut Grove, Arkansas. Wow, Georgia's about 45 minutes from BK's in Pennsylvania. Wow. Susie says she really likes the blue glasses. You know, when I actually get glasses, because I need glasses, I'll probably experiment with some colored frames. Did you guys see my video today? My Kohberger video. Did you see that? Let me know in the chat. If not, we can pull it up. We can watch it before the end of the stream. Did you guys see the video that I dropped today on Kohberger? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, I gotta get some more sound clips. No, not 12-minute. It's about 8 minutes. I dropped a new one today. Let me pull it up. We can take a look at it. We'll watch through it. Hang on one second. Let me just pull it up here, and we'll finish up the stream with the new vid I dropped today. I talked about Coffindaffer talking about the IDs that were found in Kohberger's when he was arrested. Let's get through
the good stuff.
This here, and we'll finish this
Sure.
up.
At SCU Credit
And then
Union.
tomorrow night will be an all Kohberger members only chat. You can ask me questions or type in your questions. You can ask me anything you want in that chat. So, all right, here we go. Play this out. We'll finish up. Hey everybody, Opinionated Idiot here, and I wanted to jump in and do a quick video for all of you. We know over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of conversation about a source revealing information about the IDs that were found during the search of Brian Kohberger's parents' house. Now, there's been a lot of speculation out there that a source has told News Nation that one of the IDs or multiple units of the IDs that were found were of someone in the house at 1122 King Road. Now, we don't have any definitive evidence of this, obviously, because there's a gag order on this case. And I'm wondering if that gag order carries over into Pennsylvania as well. Maybe this is how information is leaking out if that gag order is not valid in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, I wanted to pull up this tweet by Jennifer Coffindaffer. She's a retired FBI agent and a News Nation contributor. And also, after I read this tweet, we're going to look at a recent interview that she did on the supposed IDs that were found at Brian Kohberger's parents' house. But let's read this tweet first. It says, "Please note, a license was also seized and cataloged in Brian Kohberger's case pertaining to the search at his parents' home. The license was seized as an item of evidence separate and apart from the IDs." That's very interesting. And I want to just see her live follow-up here on her segment in News Nation. Let's check that out.
We are tracking the latest, of course, on suspected Idaho killer Brian Kohberger, accused of murdering Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Gonsalves in November. Now, sources now telling News Nation an ID belonging to one of those victims was found in Kohberger's car. And meanwhile, authorities in Pennsylvania are looking into Kohberger's possible involvement in other killings. Joining us now to discuss the latest in this case, Jennifer Coffindaffer, former FBI special agent and News Nation law and justice contributor. Jennifer, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
If Kohberger was as well trained in this area as he apparently was, why would he take one of the IDs and keep it?
Well, if in fact he did take the ID, and remember, we don't know particularly what ID was taken. Supposedly, it was one of the IDs from someone inside that house at 1122 King Road. We're not even sure whether it's a victim. But likely he would have taken it as a trophy, if indeed.
Interesting that they talk about taking a trophy, and we know that Kohberger has been compared a lot to BTK killer, and I think there's a lot of litigating factors in that as well. Kohberger studied at DeSales University under Catherine Ramsland. that wrote a book on BTK and actually had somewhat of a corresponding personal relationship with him. Just like BTK also took trophies from his victims. And if this is proven true, that it comes out in trial that Kohberger did take ID or IDs from these victims, it's almost like he's doing a copycat style killing.
He did commit these murders in this way. He could look at it, he could relive that moment, and it's very usual for people who kill people in this manner.
And also, before I forget, I remember when the other day Kohberger was being compared to BTK, there was a tweet at BTK's daughter, Kerry Rawson. Someone had asked who would take a trophy or a victim's ID. She replied to the tweet, "Dad."
To take trophies or souvenirs.
How would his defense defend him having a victim's ID in his possession? What would the explanation possibly be?
Well, we know the ID was supposedly found in a box in the house inside a glove at his parents' home, which is very interesting because it would seem as if he was secreting it or hiding the IDs that were listed.
I would think that if it is true that he had these IDs, it would only make sense to take all of this back with him to Pennsylvania to either, one, hide it to relive it somewhere down the road, or to get rid of that evidence, get it as far away from Idaho as you can, get it to Pennsylvania and destroy that evidence.
There is no explanation, honestly. There is nothing to explain how or why he would have this ID with him unless he was involved and murdered those students.
I mean, tell me about these details, the box and the glove that the ID was supposedly found inside. As an investigator, where is your mind immediately? Because is that the best way to hide a piece of evidence? Is there some sort of preservation trying to take place there? What was he doing?
Well, the first thing when we found this information and it was revealed to us from the source, the first question is there an inventory of it on the search warrant return? And if you go to the search warrant return, sure enough, there are these IDs that were concealed in a glove, and people don't keep IDs hidden in this fashion. So to me, it was something that certainly corroborated the source information and seemed suspect from the beginning.
And this is being called the smoking ID. How strong of a piece of evidence do you think this is?
If indeed he had that ID in that glove, this is smoking. There is no reason to explain it other than he was in that house and took that during the commission of that crime. It's super strong, Natasha, especially when you combine it with the sheath that was found next to Matty Mogan with his DNA on the clasp.
And we know that Pennsylvania authorities are looking into Brian Kohberger's possible connection in any other crimes. Is it possible that they found evidence that linked him with other crimes while investigating?
I think you have to be a subscriber to be a member. I think you have to be a subscriber to be a member. I'm not really sure how all that works. I would assume so. So if you're not subscribed, I don't think that you'd be able to be a member.
Investigating this one, or is this standard practice?
It's standard practice to look. And certainly from reports, so far they've been negative, but they said they were continuing to look. They have looked very narrowly, actually, at 2 counties have reported, and then there was another big computer look after the DNA was returned. But we don't really have all the results yet. So I'll be very interested to see what law enforcement ultimately says in terms of connection.
Yeah, I think all of us are. Jennifer Koffendorfer, always appreciate it. Thank you.
What do you think? Do you think that any of these sources that are leaking are credible? Could it be possible that Kohberger did collect IDs from the murder scene and had him in his possession at the time that he was arrested? I'd love to hear your opinions or your comments down below. Make sure to do that. And if this is your first time over on my channel, please make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, turn your notifications on. So every time I go live, God, I hate filming videos. You'll be informed. And also Absolutely give this video hate it. I just a love thumbs going up live on the way out. Just real quick before I wrap up this video, I do 3 live shows a night, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're not going to want to miss those shows. Again, I'm the Opinionated Idiot. I'll continue to report on this case. And believe me, we got a long way to go. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. All right. That's that. All right, folks. We have come to the 2-hour mark here in a couple of minutes. Ugh, my legs are tired. Yes, guys are also funny. All right, so tomorrow night, let's let you know. Tomorrow's for members only. I'm going to give back to the members, the paid members on the channel. So it'll be thank you, O'Brien. I appreciate that. If you can do me a favor, when I leave, just go back. Even if you can't watch the whole video, just give that video a thumbs up because it will push it out into the algorithm. It's actually performing really well right now. It's so strange. I think, and I've talked about this, it's so strange. If you film an 8-minute video, people only watch half of it. So if I film an 8-minute video, they watch 4 minutes of it. If I film a 4-minute video, they only watch 2 minutes of it. It's so strange. But 100 plus people will sit through a 2-hour live stream. I don't know. I don't get it. All right. Tomorrow night is members only. We're going to talk Kohberger. I'm going to give you my true feelings on how I feel of everything. I'm going to loosen up a little bit and be honest with my members. I'm going to share a lot of things that I've kind of held back on the open, the open live streams about. We'll get a little bit more intimate in there. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts as well. We'll do some polling in there to see where we're at, what people think so far in the case. Really amazing stream tonight. One of the best streams that I feel like I've had a long time. Let me do this. I'm going to drop the reminder in the chat so you guys can go over. Now, keep in mind, if you're in this chat tonight and you're not a paid member, you won't be able to go in and watch that stream or be part of that stream tomorrow. But you can join and hang out for $1.99. It's $1.99. You can contribute. I'm going to drop it here. That is the reminder. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So tomorrow night, be in there. We're going to maybe we'll do a 2-hour stream tomorrow. We'll just see how it goes. It's going to be like a fun Q&A session. We can get a little bit more personal in there. And it's just to give back to all the paying members. So everybody, I will see you all tomorrow night. Dr. Bob, you are the shining star this evening. You gave a lot of memberships. Amber gave some away. Christine was giving some away. We had a lot of new members of the channel. Again, if you want to watch the live tomorrow to get access in there, just join. Hit that join button. $1.99 will get you in there, and you can come hang out. So be here tomorrow. I want to see all the members in there tomorrow. I think I have. Oh, we're gonna do a sub count too. Look, sub count 3213. We're getting there, closer to 5,000, and then by the end of the year, I'm hoping 10,000. Or if one of my videos catch viral, just keep sharing my videos on Facebook. Share them in your groups if you can. Let's get some attention on this channel. Let's get people in here because they're missing out. And the people that don't come in and watch these Tuesday, Thursday shows, they're missing the best shows because we're just having a lot of fun over here. Let me check membership so far. I hope to see, I think I have over 100. I'd love to see 100 people in there tomorrow night. Oh, the video that I just dropped, I'm almost at 1,000 views right now on that video. So it's performing really well, but I need you all to go in and just watch even a minute of it and hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done that already. Let me just check channel memberships really quick. I'd love to see at least all of my members in there tomorrow. Right now I have total members of 71. So I hope we get 71 people in there tomorrow. All of you have a good night. You know how to reach me through email, theopinionatedidiot@gmail.com, or subscribe over on the Facebook channel. You can drop me a personal message through Facebook Messenger. It's a little bit quicker. To join all that, it's down below in the description. If you haven't hit the smash that like button on the way out on this stream, and that's going to end it. All right, ladies and germs, I will see you all tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. please be safe. Let's see everybody in the chat tomorrow. I love all of you. You guys are the best. You make this channel go around. I really do appreciate it. And that's going to be it. We're going to end the show. Bye, folks. See you tomorrow night. Bye.